If you own a home here in the Phoenix metro area and you live out of state or out of the county, this market update's for you. Hello everyone, I'm Matt Burkowski with HomeSmart, back again with another Phoenix area real estate market update. Today I don't want to just throw a bunch of statistics at you because anyone can read numbers. Instead, I want to explain what those numbers actually mean, what I'm seeing on the ground, and where I believe the Phoenix housing market is headed over the next several years. Phoenix market today is healthier than it was 1 year ago, albeit just barely. Active inventory has fallen by more than 4% compared to this time last year, which means sellers are facing slightly less competition than they were 12 months ago. Pending sales are up. Homes under contract have increased nearly 6%, and closed sales jumped more than 9% year over year. Those numbers aren't what you would expect to see if buyers had disappeared, like some news channels might have you believe. Yes, mortgage rates remain elevated, and because of that, affordability is still a challenge, but people continue buying homes because life just doesn't stop, does it? Families grow, people relocate, companies hire, retirees move here, and investors continue looking at Phoenix as one of the strongest long-term markets in the country. Now let's talk about prices, because this is where a lot of headlines become misleading. The median sales price across the Phoenix metro is about $455,000. which is only about 1% higher than it was a year ago. That is a relatively flat market. We all know that. At the same time, the average price per square foot increased more than 3% year over year. So which number do you want to believe? Well, actually, both are correct, but they tell different stories. The luxury market continues to outperform much of Phoenix. $1 million homes are selling better than the mid-priced homes. And because luxury homes have much higher prices per square foot, they pull the averages upward artificially, really. And that's why I pay much closer attention to the median sale price than averages. And if your home is worth $450,000, your market is probably not behaving like Paradise Valley or North Scottsdale. And that's important to understand before making decisions about selling. All being said, our market is in decent condition, but flat is the word of the year, and the buyer community knows it. Because of that, what's a little different now as opposed to 2022 and before is buyers are much more likely to ask for concessions in addition to price reduction on their initial offer price. Meaning, in addition to a lower offer price, they are asking for additional seller paid money for one, two, or all three of the following: to buy down interest rates, pay buyers' closing costs, and lastly, for small and even large repairs, like a new roof, for example. But I believe the much bigger story isn't this month or this year's statistics. It is what's happening to Phoenix itself. Phoenix is quietly, I mean the Phoenix area, is quietly becoming one of the most important technology markets in America. Billions of dollars are pouring into semiconductor manufacturing, AI infrastructure, cloud computing, advanced manufacturing, autonomous vehicle technology, and aerospace. Taiwan Semiconductor continues expanding its enormous manufacturing facilities, and companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Meta continue investing billions into data centers throughout Arizona. Artificial intelligence isn't just software running somewhere in the cloud. Every AI system requires massive data centers filled with advanced computer chips. Those facilities require an enormous amount of construction, engineering, electricity, which we are in a severe drought of that, infrastructure, and thousands of highly paid workers. That's exactly the type of long-term investment that creates sustainable housing demand. Phoenix continues attracting businesses because we have the land, the infrastructure, a growing workforce, relatively affordable business costs compared to California, and a business-friendly environment. Now, does that mean home prices are about to skyrocket? No, they won't. Not anytime soon anyway. In fact, I think we're entering something probably healthier. Instead of a 20% annual appreciation like we experienced during the pandemic years, I expect more moderate, sustainable growth. That's actually better for homeowners because it's supported by real economic expansion instead of speculation. So where do I think we're heading over the next 3 to 5 years? I remain optimistic. Will there be periods where prices will flatten out? Sure. Mortgage rates move around, high and low, but not too low, certainly. Could we experience short-term slowdowns? Yes. But when I look beyond today's headlines and focuses on job creation and population growth, and technology investment, and don't forget the aging population, which continues to buy here in the area in droves, I continue seeing reasons to be bullish on the Phoenix housing market over the next few years. Now, after that, I got a big question mark, particularly with AI, as I believe, first of all, we're in the Wild West. Things are just getting started. But once things get really rolling, it is going to change our world in a profound way. The results of which, as far as real estate is concerned, could be range from good to downright terrible. That giant question mark aside, the bottom line is this for now. The market isn't booming and it certainly isn't crashing. Prices are stable, homes continue selling, and these long-term economic fundamentals remain among the strongest in the country. If you're thinking about selling, whether you live here or own a property from another state, this is no longer a market where you simply put a sign up and droves of buyers, beat a path to your door. Strategy matters, preparation matters, marketing matters, and it matters more than ever. I'm Matt Burkowski with HomeSmart and the Arizona Absentee Equity System. If you'd like to know what's happening specifically in your neighborhood or to discuss the best strategy for maximizing the value of your property, call me directly or scan the QR code at the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month.
Hmm.